second. Hi, good morning, everybody. Here's Nanette again, and we are happy to present you the next series of our on-air MicroStation Firesides in 2024, Season 2. And now I'm happy to hand over. Welcome, everybody that is together with me here. I switched myself off and hand over to Bartek, who will be leading this. Thank you.
Thank you, Nanette. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's LinkedIn Live session titled "Revolutionize Your Factory Revolutionize Your Factory Design with Smart 3D Models." I am Bartłomiej Zimmerman, and I am thrilled to be here together with our co-host Yasir Yakubi. Hi, Yasir.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Bartek.
Hello, and our industry expert, Karsten Pujov, who has been with Bentley Systems since 2007, helping manufacturing companies optimize their processes. Karsten, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and the area of your expertise before we dive in?
Okay. Yeah. Again, I'm Karsten Pujov, sitting here in Germany, north of Germany. Nice city of Kiel, Laboe, and I'm responsible at Bentley for the moment for digital twins or city solutions, city twins. Let's say before I worked for Bentley, I worked for different Bentley partners. So since 1992. I work with Bentley software and since 2007 at Bentley, so in different roles, starting from trainer for MicroStation and architectural at this time, which is now OBD. Doing visualization trainings, programming a little bit, so basic programming, and yeah, so nearly all these. Stuff around Bentley, around MicroStation. Yeah, that's it from my side. Let's say, yeah. Last time also a lot of BIM consulting, so where we introduce companies or users from us with our BIM solutions, helps them to get on the track with that software. Yeah.
All right. Perfect. Thank you, Karsten. So your professional life is related to Bentley, like in 100%, more or less. So we are the right person here in this context. So yeah, thank you, Karsten. Coming back to the topic, in this session we'll explore how smart 3D models and digital twins can transform the factory design, operations, and maintenance. We will also speak about how to improve efficiency and streamline the operations. I'm sure you have noticed the QR code in the top right corner. This will take you to our landing page where you can register to the webinar series, where we will cover more or less the same or at least similar topics that we'll be speaking about today, but in more technical details. So feel free to register and look forward for this type of events. And now we can get started. So I think we can stop sharing the screen now with the presentation. And Karsten, I've got a first question to you. As you just said, you are. It's been a while since you are working at Bentley Systems or in companies related to Bentley, and during that time, your main task has been to support manufacturing companies in implementing Bentley solutions. So I would like to start with defining the areas where our tools are used in manufacturing companies. It's clear that you are not talking about designing parts for machining or production processes. So, Karsten, could you please put more light on the specific processes where we help our customers?
Of course, yeah. Yeah. Most factory projects I've worked in, which is a lot here. So that's our main clientele here in Germany, as nearly all successful automotive companies here use Bentley software for their entire factory environment. So as you said, not for the machinery and for the production process, but for the infrastructure. And these are always multidisciplinary projects. So there's not of course specific projects, but the process is to complete the complete factory where we see at the end, hopefully, something like a digital twin. And this started long before we talk about BIM. So the factories here in Germany, they have since 1980s, in the 80s they start with that. So end of the 80s they start with 3D modeling, using the clash detection and all the stuff what we see now in BIM. This was done a long time before with a strict standards where you have to place your elements on which level, on which layer, on which symbology. And so for many of our contractors, this was a very new way to work. And it was also very new that their work was shown at the end, or not at the end, in the process, in an overall 3D model. So architects see not only the building, they see also the steel structure, they see the HVAC systems and the machinery, and they see everything in a team meeting, what they had before on a large screen. And this was sometimes a bit awkward for them when their discipline, when when the structural system shows up outside of the factory, or there are just some 2D parts. So this was when I worked for the Bentley partner, most reason for selling training. So one day after these sessions, they come to us and say, "Oh, we need training. We need training." Yeah, as I said, these are multidisciplinary projects. For example, in an automotive factory, the architectural part is important, but it's only a very small part. We have any kind of HVAC systems, plumbing, plant systems in this factory. We have structural, steel and concrete models. We have facility management already in the factory. But in larger factories, we see also the exterior models like sewer systems, rail, road, port systems. So sometimes they are on a channel where they transport their goods here, and up to airport assets. And this is all part of the factory. But the real value, value of the part is the machinery, which is the conveyors, the robots, or the kind of CNC machines. This is what creates the value for the factory. So the architect is at the end responsible that it doesn't rain on the machines. Don't be disappointed for that. But if you can get these all together, the machinery and the environment, in one large 3D model, you have the full context. You see everything. You see, you have this digital twin and MicroStation. MicroStation, its apps. So all, say open roads, open rail, what we have here, a lot of third-party tools are able to accomplish this. So we were able to create really large models, very detailed models, and this is the value what you can take from our tools like MicroStation or iTwin solutions.
All right. I get it. Kasin, you have partially answered the next question that I have, but let me ask it to fulfill that. So the users of MicroStation in that cases, are they the HVAC engineers? Are they civil engineers? Is there a specific job title at our customer site that you already been working with? Well, how this team
Yeah.
are being built? I mean, this team that use MicroStation or other Bentley solutions for the purposes that you just described. How would you name that group of the users or professionals?
I think that they are still they're single, or they play the single role as architect, as HVAC engineer, but here they work together in a large team, and so these BIM and let's call it digital twin teams are a multidisciplinarity, and the important thing is that they communicate, that they have a communication platform, that they talk the same about the same project, that they have only one single source of truth. So, for example, our project-wise is the most chosen CDE, so common data environment, what we see here in these or for these users, and this allows you to control all these different parties working in this environment here, and it's a little bit what I say, it's new for a lot of architects here. So for most engineers, draftsmen and draftwomen, it was a huge change for all these standards and what we see in these projects. But later that they come back to us and say, hey, this was very good that we have this strict workflow, that really know what we should do. And so there are no misunderstandings. And for the future, we would like to work the same way we work for this huge project. We work like the same way also for smaller projects. Yeah. So it's a really mixture of all disciplines, but what I say is the important part is a single communication platform, or let's call it CDE, what we have here.
All right. Okay. Thank you. So you also already started with the scale, and that leads me to another question. What is the scale of company for which digitizing an industrial site to such an extent makes business sense from your experience? Maybe you have some insights on this. Also, maybe you have some observations on the sectors that specifically benefit from from implementing our solutions and following the workflows that you just described.
Yes, there's I think we see this also in these actual BIM processes where we have people or customers who are reluctant to these BIM process. Yeah, so there's still a lot of persuading needed to get these engineers work with 3D, with all these BIM rules, with all these standards, with all these rules, what we need in a large process where we have many disciplines. So they say, yeah, it's too much, too complex, too time consuming, and yeah, when we see it from the side compared to 2D where you make some lines and everything is fine. You have your plan. You're done. But this model, what we create here, is used later also in operation phase and in other phases. We do clash detection. We do 4D simulation. And for the operation, we use it with IoT processes or whatever, with SCADA processes. And as there's this gap, yeah. So we pay still for a 2D plan, but we use this model, or we would like to use this model for further processes. So the architects maybe, for example, have to add data which are not in the typical what you don't have in the typical projects. But yeah, that's a matter of negotiation. How they be paid for that. Yeah, so the user, MicroStation user or OBD or OpenRoads user can really learn here in these projects, and at the end they will see they are much faster with our tools and with our environment, with these workflows, which includes 3D, but not only. And they will have much more value and a better quality in the drawings, because it's the single source of truth aspect, what we follow here. Yeah. And yeah, I will show later some examples here, so we will see.
Yeah, perfect.
What they can do.
Actually, we can get down to the specifics. So I know you have prepared some things to present related to that topic. So maybe let me start with something like this. Suppose we have a company approaches us interested in creating interested in digitizing their manufacturing infrastructure. It's an existing plant with an extensive machine park, and the goal is to improve the processes, like implementing new technological solutions, modifying existing production lines, or managing electrical, HVAC, or other specialized installations. Where do we start? Yeah, so if you could walk us through the process, presenting some workflows in MicroStation that you have prepared. Just please go ahead. We can share the constant screen. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks on that. Yeah. As I told, there are brownfield projects, greenfield projects, but typically at this time, we talk a lot about brownfield projects. So working in an existing environment here, and we have to understand that a downtime where we have to stop here in a production line or for construction here is really bad, because it costs a lot of money. And I will first show here what we talk about here. So we have here seen a factory with interior, and we have here another factory part here, just to show what we can, or what the goal is, to have everything in one large model. So we have here IFC, we have here Revit model, what we see here. And yeah, this is nice to see, but we would like to see get value of this. So we would like to see what is this type here, what is this wall type, how many cubic meters do we have. So we will get information from that. And I will come back to this in a moment here. We have in MicroStation a lot of tools, of or in MicroStation or in our MicroStation apps, a lot of tools which helps us not only creating a nice 3D model, but also put valuable information in it. Yeah. So, for example, here we have the same factory. When I say I would like to see the cable carrier segments here, I just go to my items here, I see them. And so what I say, it's not only having the nice 3D model, yeah, and make your drawings. Drawings are not the simple part, but are just a small part of this. The important part is having our single source of truth over one model here with all these informational 3D objects in it. Yeah. So this is not only one file, these are 10 files or 20, could be 21 more files, which reference together, but I see them all here in one place. I can say, okay, show me all cable carriers, show me them in these transparency mode here. So I see the location in the factory. And with reports, I can get a list of all elements which I placed here. Yeah. So we don't do this just for fun to have a nice 3D model. We do this also for analysis, for reporting. Yeah. So here I can decide, do I really need, you see this is all cable carriers 3 meter long. How many of them do I need really? 220 are full size. And maybe I can choose another size here, a cheaper size, or an other system here. So I have this with a single click. I get this information. So I get the same information for cells for any kind of elements here, and I can get the reports. I can use this data, what I said before, also for the operation phase. Yeah. So it's not only that I have here my construction information during construction. So I need how many square meters I have to be, or how many cubic meters of concrete or wall or whatever I have to place here. I see this also in these. Well, let me show it this way. So let's say I have these robots here, and I have added properties to the robots. Yes. So in the first moment when I get this data, I'm happy that I have a robot model in my drawing. But the machine engineers, they say, yeah, here, be happy with that. We don't do anything for you anymore, or we don't spend more time on that. Use the data or not. So what we can do, we can add some our items to that with any kind of information. We can make them smarter. And so I've added here for example, a service date. So when they have to be service maintenance. And then I can work with our display rules here and say, okay, please, what is if I go to the illustration mode here, and I've put to my illustration mode, I've added a rule where I say, show me all robots which are in a have to be maintenance for a certain date. So, and I see them here in red and all others in green. So very simple, just by a mouse click, you have this information on your hands, and you can make your decisions.
A question, Carsten.
Yes.
So I assume in that workflow you can keep the maintenance dates in the Excel file and you can import it into the MicroStation. Am I correct?
Yes, you can do this here in the items. Yeah, you can select them and with the Explorer here. Yeah, so this is the Explorer. Here are your robots. Yeah, all. You can make a search and search for a specific value in your reports. So yes, your report search here, and you can change them in one step. Yeah. So say okay, I would like to let's say when I come to this robot here, I can go to the items. Yeah, I can select a lot of much more of them, and I can change these service date here for them. Yeah, you can also do this or in a bunch with an Excel file. Yeah, so you can also control this from outside. And yeah, so you can also create each robot is not only a stupid block or a cell here. Each robot is its own instance with its own property set. We can add as much properties as needed, which are not only for the production, also for the operation or for demolition at the time. Another thing, what is very often used when we have these brownfield projects is the point cloud, what we can integrate here into our model. And this is it's a very, very important function. What we see here is typically the 3D model, what we use as basis for our new construction, are not always showing the actual status of the factory. Yeah. So we see here overlaid the 3D geometry with the point cloud. Yeah, so you can inspect this just by walk through this model. I've created here a section where you see, so it looks like this. So I created a section here where we see the actual model or the slice of this model. You see here some person standing around here. And we see here, for example, geometry. Yes, so here this geometry is shown by the point cloud here, but not really. But okay, this is a hanger system here, so it's a moving system. Point clouds should not always be there here. But for example, here you see some points where we don't have an representation of the 3D model. Yes, so maybe they have done something, some sheets, some metal paints here, and doesn't put this back to the 3D model or add this to the 3D model. And yeah, it could be a bad experience when you come with your new machine. You would like to move it through these ASL here, and yeah, you have here a clash. So this is what you can get from point clouds. Inside MicroStation, we have also a tool for clash detection with point clouds. Very important. Yeah, and yeah, this is the point cloud. Oops, this is not the point cloud. Let's go back to this one here. Yeah, we have seen this one here. Okay, and now back to the iTwin or digital twin. We call it iTwin, our one. It has the same information here in the cloud. So what we see here is a cloud based twin review here and information about the twin. And it's just browser based, so I need nothing else than just a simple browser. I can view the same stuff here on an Android device or on an what's this other one, this Apple one, on an iPad. But yeah, all I need is a browser, nothing else. And I can review it. I can have here the full list of information, the full hierarchy. So I see the roof here. Oh, it was this one. So you can really switch on, switch off all this information. You can get information of each element. You can make sections. You can make clash detections. We will see it here. So I've done a clash detection. I see what's very nice here. And this clash detection, it do clustering, means if one element hurts 3 times, 4 times an element, I can cluster this and say, okay, these are 3 clashes with the same element, so I have to change only this one element here. Yeah. And yeah, you can see them this way. You can see them as a single presentation. You can see them in context. And this is what we use then. What I say, communication is a key in these large projects. Communication between all disciplines. We come together, watching this here via Teams now, or watching this on a large screen in the office. And we do our decisions here. We say who has to solve the clash, and we can do here create issues which are immediately sent to the MicroStation. So when you have your MicroStation then, you will see these issues here in the collaborate tool. If it's assigned to an iTwin or to an iTwin project, you will see here in manage issues the issue, and you can really fly to the same point and do your work, what you have to do. Yeah. So here, the platform to decide who resolves these issues. In MicroStation, you see your assigned issues and you can solve this. Very, very comprehensive workflow here. And of course, the same what we've seen in MicroStation with these with the service dates of the robots. I can see here in my iTwin. Yeah. And this iTwin is a tool or the model what we use later for the operation of these factory for operational phase. And you can, depending on the information what you give to the model, what you add to the model, is what you can get from the model. Yeah. You can also connect this later to Maximo databases, SAP databases, whatever, and get here more operational information. So you get alerts here. You can add it to a webcam or to cameras, to CCTVs. So when you select one, you can get the photo, the view of the camera. All this is possible with this large model. And if we like, we have our iTwin experience. We can see this all in one place. I doesn't have an example here at the moment for the factory size, but where we can have 20, 30 of these models on one place in one view with the complete factory around, and or with a complete site around with roads and rails and whatever is inside the factory or factory site, and see this all together.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
some. Yeah.
I do have a question, Carson. Thank you for the interesting presentation. That looks very good. But I'm just like wondering, like, what is the possible sources of data and 3D models and parameters, etc., that are
Yes, of
integrated
course.
in this project, for example?
Great question. Yeah, this is a very important part. I've forgotten this a little bit because there's so much to see. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course, we have the option to reference a lot of information here, a lot of different models here. And this is a very great tool at the end. So we can reference, means just visualize this content of a model from DWG, from FBX, from 3DS shapefiles, so shapefiles of S3, from S3 GIS files here. IFC files could be referenced, so they don't need to be imported. They can be referenced and moved to a new place here. This is also what I can show in a moment. JT files, of course. So this is the machinery part. Yeah, we have had STEP and IGES and what was the Parasolid files, but these are large or have a large data amount. And they don't have not always all properties. JT file transport, a very lean model, and with properties. So JT is the tool or the format to go with machine, with robots, with machines, with any kind of machine data. Yeah, and you see the typical stuff here of OBJ. So this is what we can reference. Of course, we can reference point clouds in any size. So what point clouds, what you've seen in my example, were just 50 million points, but we can go up to 500 or 1 billion points, and where each point can have a color and each point is snappable. Yeah, so it's very large. Any kind of raster references, so pictures, aerial photographies, PDFs, TIFFs, what can be imported. And when we see here, import gives a lot of more file types. We have an vectorize. We can have a vectorized PDF here. We can step what I've shown here, KMZ, 3D modeling, 3ds, SketchUp, STL, stereolithography, Parasolid, and so on and so on. Yeah. And in the new MicroStation, we can also import and export shapefiles. That's also for the new MicroStation, a very nice tool. So yeah, these are all these information, all these formats, what we can get in. I've prepared here something for the IFC. Let me show this as a video here. So this is the typical case. You get some IFC data. So in this case, is Mevadeck here, and yeah, it's somewhere, but not in the right place. So I can reference this here, and it pops up here. What we can do in MicroStation or an OBD in this case, we can move it. We can move the reference, and we can save this IFC with a new transformed location. So next time we reference this in, it immediately pops up at the right place. Yeah. So this happens very often in large projects that you have IFC data, but it's somewhere at zero. It's not really related to your factory or to the place where it should be. So you can complain, you can talk to the architect, or you can say, okay, stay where you are. I do the rest. I put it on the right place here. Yeah. So
that's the good summary of the workflows and solutions we offer. Thank you for that, Carsten.
yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
All right. To summarize the presentation we received today from Carsten, the scale of the project, the file formats, the input data, the formats of the input data, these are not the limitations for our users. They can continue their working, getting more or less any data they can from the third parties, from the architects, from electrical engineers, from HVAC engineers, and simply continue working to digitize their manufacturing layout. Thank you very much for joining. Carsten, thank you for your presentation. And as mentioned in the beginning, feel free to scan the QR code that is available in top right corner. This QR code leads to the landing page where you can register to our upcoming webinar series, in which we will cover manufacturing workflows in more detail. So we will focus on the application, on the MicroStation itself, showing the workflows related to developing a 3D factory layout with using point clouds and third-party data. Also, our channel partners who has strong, let's say, roots in manufacturing industry will also be presenting their solutions, and we will conclude that session with creating a digital twin of our manufacturing infrastructure. So do not hesitate, scan the QR codes and register. And for today, this is it. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you for joining.
Thank you all. See you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.